Parce que je pense qu'on est pas mal là.
And we are live. Show starting officially in 35 seconds.
No show today. Tout le monde, everybody stop watching. No!
There is already nobody.
And we're already here.
Yeah.
You see, it's faster.
Yeah, it's faster.
You seem happy with the cat.
The cat seems happy.
So, here we go. And welcome, everyone. We are live from the couch again.
Good to see you all.
So this is From the Couch live show number 10. 10 already.
Yep.
And of course, this is a show where we talk about technology and gaming, what was happening in the last week. It's for me one of those weeks where you're like, what the hell am I going to talk about? And
I can see that.
we are live every Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time now. That's 2000 hours Universal Time. And of course, we have a lot of fun talking about the different events. And hope you enjoy our show also. And my co-host Gabriel, how are you?
Good. I'm
Not
good.
bad,
What
not
about
bad.
you?
Okay, I'm going okay. You got over that huge snowstorm?
Yes. So I don't have a car, so it's not that bad actually.
Were you able to shovel your way from your place to my place easily?
Actually, I made a tunnel from my
Uh,
place to here.
I wanted to get the beer from somewhere else, but what happened is I started walking on the sidewalk, and it's just like impossible to really walk from one corner to the next without having to climb snow mountains. And basically, I thought, okay, I'm gonna get the beer really, really close. So today we're going on an adventure. This is what we're having up
Yeah.
here. This is adventure. And you've got a Loch Ness Monster beer, we've got a Dead Valley beer, and a Cannon. So, and now we started with what? The Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, it's the Loch
So
Ness.
Loch Ness is the first one that we have. So beautiful little bottle here with Nessie. They call him Nessie, I think. Eh?
Nessie.
Nessie.
Yeah.
So,
Well, isn't it Mr. Burns' property?
oh, maybe. So, welcome everybody, and hope you enjoy our show today. So, it's your time to start this week, I think. No,
Yours.
I always have the impression it's mine.
Even numbers is yours.
Even numbers is mine. Okay, I'll remember from that.
Odd is me. So you start.
So,
You start or you shut up. That's you choose.
okay, I can do both if you want.
So you're gonna just kind of
ignore yep. It's
mind your news.
Yes, totally.
All right.
Today's show is for
For deaf people.
deaf people. Okay, do you know what CAPTCHA is?
I know what it is. It is pretty boring, if you want my opinion.
But it is interesting that they're doing something with it, because aren't you part of those people? I am.
Well-
That, you go to this page and you have to get there and you have to enter that weird series of crooked letters and numbers.
Yes.
And you do it 2-3 times and it tells you, no, it's not the right numbers. No, it's
Yeah.
not the right letters. No, it's not
Yeah.
okay. What are you doing? And you just like go totally crazy because you say,
Yeah.
hey, that looks like,
SSE4.
and it's not, apparently. And you're not even sure because you're thinking, well, are the letters in uppercase? Is it important? It's not important.
In
what
some
do you
case
do?
it is.
And so, it was just.
Do I have to enter the numbers too, or just the letters?
Yeah.
Or those.
Sometimes they're separated like two
yeah.
words.
Or sometimes, they are underlined, some are not. Which do you enter?
So basically, it's a pain in the butt. And the reason they do this is because, of course, there are some bad guys out there that use computers that turn into robots that can fill out forms easily.
Yeah.
And one of the first to ever be a victim of that was the emails. You know, when you could get, for example, a Gmail, well, before it was not like that. So you just, some bad guy said, hey, let's have a computer create 1 million Gmails,
Yeah.
and so CAPTCHA is to prevent that. Then it became a little better. I don't know if you noticed recently, it's just a check mark
Yeah, I saw
that says,
some
oh, I'm not a robot.
yeah, I saw some websites with it.
And of course, one of the things that I kind of was telling myself, isn't just a check mark I'm not a robot something that you could make a computer do?
Yeah, I'm wondering
But it
too.
seems that no. It seems that it's not. And now there won't be anymore because Google has found a way to just look at your web browser and say, oh, that's a real human.
Oh, cool.
So it just looks at your cookies, it looks at what you've been doing, and basically it apparently knows 100% of the time if it's a robot or a human.
Okay.
So in the next few months, we might actually see all of that disappear, and we'll never have that annoying numbers and letters to do again.
Oh God.
It's it's always imagine as a tech guy. Imagine you have a day that you have 3 or 4 clients that of course forgot their passwords. So you have to go on, Outlook or Gmail and click that I don't have my password button. And then it asks you to have that, okay, enter the letters and the numbers here to prove that you're not a robot. And you're like, you do that all day at clients and it's like, you just go crazy. And, even the client, starts looking at it and says, oh, I think that's a C.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because with that bar, it looks like a 5. No, I think that's a C and that's just a bar. Okay. Let's try it.
Doesn't that make it an E?
And not counting that, if you click that little icon with the speaker on it, it's a robotized voice that's.
Yeah, you don't understand.
What the hell did you say?
Yeah. I tried it a few times, and then you click the refresh, and it's not better.
It's like, man, what is this?
Is it an M or an inverted W?
But I've never. I don't even understand why even the robot talking to you, the computer, that it has to be so horrible.
I don't understand either. And what? Yeah. And at the beginning of it, why couldn't they just put something like, prove you're not a robot, what is 2 plus 5, or something like that,
Yeah, well,
you
type
the answer. You type the answer in the box, something easy. What is 2 plus 5, or 3 times 3?
Ask, what is 2 plus 5? 90% of the people won't have it.
that depends.
It's like those Facebook things.
That depends if you put parentheses or not.
2 plus 5 multiplied by 9.
Oh my God.
Now you just lost a lot of people.
2 plus 5, 47. 47.
Yeah.
Unless the 2 plus 5 is in parentheses.
Please don't start that, okay? I'm already getting mad just thinking about the people not knowing that.
Are you a genius?
So
what is 3 banana plus 4 beer and 6 tomatoes?
Yeah, and of course the answer is you want the answer for double tomatoes, not just one. And it's okay. Do you multiply the tomatoes? You just add the tomatoes? What do you do when it's a double tomato?
Yeah.
I don't know what I have to do. So, anyways, and Tim's right. It sounds like a drunk bot when you ask to that little speaker. So, anyways,
that's the Indian guy who's drunk.
I kind of am really happy that Google finally found a way. And we won't have to bother with that anymore.
And just you speak of robots, just very quickly, it's not in my news here. About robots, some in my side on video games, people do use like robots or ways to do farming in video games. Experience.
Absolutely.
And this week I saw Ubisoft banning 1,500 accounts for what's the game they took out not so long ago? I think it was Ghost Recon.
Okay.
1,500 accounts were banned, and they and they plan to ban 4,000 more.
What is
soon because of people doing farming?
Why is I can't understand why you want to
farm experience instead of playing
just fake farm.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that? I don't understand it. You want to show your friends, hey, I got a bigger farm than you. What?
Yeah, but
Already, let's go even to the bottom, absolute basic of this. I don't understand why people want to farm
or one
on a PC or on a mobile device.
But no,
if you tell me, oh, my carrots are ready, can you wait a second?
Yeah.
You just lost me, okay?
But
that's all I gotta say.
In gaming,
but then again,
by the way, in gaming, farming means
I get Pokemon,
getting experience in bad ways, not necessarily doing a farm.
yeah, I guess. But there's a lot of other types of games that it comes back to. I think we talked about that at a certain point. Is online game cheating.
Yeah,
which is annoying because if you're a honest player and you get beaten all the time, what do you think you're gonna do? You're gonna stop playing?
Of course.
It's just boring.
And I think I said it before. I don't know which game did it, but one company did take all the cheaters on their servers and put them on the same server. So if you're a cheater, you play with cheater.
Why not?
That's cool. They might have paid for the game, so why not let them play?
It's like I've always said, we should have Olympics with people that take drugs to enhance their abilities. If that, they do it anyway.
Yeah.
So why not just, do like Futurama?
Yeah.
You get banned because you didn't take drugs.
If it's not obvious they took drugs, who cares? When it's this tiny particle they found in one of the 300 samples, who cares?
You're dishonest in doing it, but let's face it, everybody that's on the top.
You're dishonest when you say you don't do it.
Yeah, and everybody at the top, I'm sorry, but they did it. You can't have those performances without it. So, I think maybe we have to wait. But anyways, CAPTCHAs are gone.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's going to be really, really, really happy.
I am. I don't mind the little checkbox,
No, that one's not bad, actually. That one is really not bad.
I'm not a robot. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
that's not too bad. But if we can even avoid that, why not? It's that I remember before there were none. And life was beautiful.
Yeah.
And we're gonna answer the questions in the chat room, by the way, a little later. Just to answer one, we had I think in total like 44 centimeters, something like that.
And if you count everything that fell from the roofs with the wind, at least 2 feet.
Yeah.
Almost 2 feet of snow.
Almost 2 feet of snow. I gotta say, I haven't seen so much snow in quite a long time.
Enough snow to close universities, and
they closed the schools. And here, closing schools, it's like
it's because there's been a disaster.
There's a major disaster to close schools here.
There's been an earthquake, and it's the end of the world.
It's gonna be minus 45, windy, whatever, and the schools are still open. It's like go to school. What are you doing?
Transportation works. Go to school.
And what was very unique also is the fact that usually they announce it quite late. Now it was like the day before in the evening when it was really like windy and snowy. In the evening they said, no school tomorrow. Yeah. It's like, okay, everybody looked outside. Knew. Everybody looked outside and said, what the hell is that? So anyways, that's what I have to say about CAPTCHA. Bye-bye, CAPTCHA.
See ya.
Well, it's still going to be there, but it's going to be invisible.
No, it's going to be on those websites that don't update.
Yeah.
Those that still also use Flash players?
Oh, man.
And Java?
Java, yeah, please. Actually, talking about Java, we'll have a retro gaming night of PC tonight. I had one game that I installed and said, you need Java for this. I was like, oh, really?
Oh, well.
In that time, we needed that.
Do you have to connect to a parking meter to download Java?
Oh, man, it's like... And I had all sorts of weird things. I went back for the gaming because I wanted to have as much as compatibility possible. I went back to Windows 7.
Oh.
Which, first of all, looks really old when you're comparing it to Windows 10. And second of all, it actually has all sorts of glitches that I forgot about, and it's like, oh, okay, it wasn't perfect.
Well, the games are Windows 7.
Windows 7.
Okay.
So even I left it doing some updates this morning, and of course I went out for a lunch. When I came back, computer was frozen on one update, and it wasn't doing anything anymore. I was like,
Uh,
okay, I shut it down. I hope it just works when I turn it out back on, because I just want to make sure that the games play tonight. So I made sure that it doesn't do any updates. So, what do
well,
you have in your news?
speaking of outdated stuff, uh,
Why are you pointing me?
well,
Why are you pointing me when you're talking about outdated stuff?
oh well, we'll talk about it later. But the Nintendo Switch, uh, actually, there's no web browser on the Switch yet.
Mhm.
But when you post stuff on Facebook or Twitter, somehow you have to go on the internet to do
Mhm.
it. And the Nintendo Switch is using WebKit, the same
Yeah.
that Safari uses on iPhones.
Yeah.
But the problem is on the Switch, they're using an outdated version of
Yeah.
it.
9.3.
And a hacker pointed out the fact that yes, it could be used to jailbreak the Switch. And now you have to wonder, on Apple, the issues about WebKit has been fixed since last August. So we know that there was a problem. Why are they using the outdated version at Nintendo when they know there is a problem? I don't think that the actual version, the one with the patch, is that much harder to run on the console. It's gonna make it safer.
Yeah.
Like I said, there is no proper browser, but when you go on Facebook and Twitter, it for a fraction of a second it passes through WebKit, and this could be exploited as a jailbreak.
I really today there was also an article of a guy, a hacker, that was saying that there was also apparently another flaw that he noticed in the Nintendo Switch that that gives the possibility of hacking the device. And so the dangers of that is mostly if you use your device in a public Wi-Fi, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the danger is. In your
Yeah.
home, it doesn't provide any dangers because your home's Wi-Fi is pretty much safe,
Usually.
unless you got kids that are trying to become hackers one day. But if you're in the public Wi-Fi, it's different because that's where these flaws can be used,
Yeah.
and that's where the bad stuff actually can also happen.
True.
So
So yeah, I wonder why they didn't update the version on the Switch when maybe they will update
well,
it
they'll update.
when
They'll probably update
when the
'cause they
official
have no
browser
choice.
come out. I hope they will, because I think that's just stupid.
Yeah.
What the console came out in March.
Yeah.
So you had since okay, the problem was fixed in August for Apple, so we know the patch was available.
Yeah.
Why isn't it already done?
Yep. Absolutely.
And speaking of the Switch, by the way, it already sold about 1.5 million consoles worldwide.
Okay.
Out of the 2 million already available.
Okay.
But the problem is retailers don't know when they will get more.
Yeah.
This is getting an issue at Nintendo, I believe, because the first before Christmas the NES Classic Mini ran short on supplies. Now Nintendo Switch, okay, we're not in Christmas time, it's not that big of a deal yet, but many retailers, they know they will get more, but they don't know when, and even Nintendo cannot provide the answer.
Okay.
So, like I say, right now it's not that big of an issue, but if coming Christmas time they cannot
I hope
find a solution for that.
I hope they do.
From what I read, okay, there are still some available in Australia, but if you go in the UK or in the US or even in Canada on EB Games, GameStop, Amazon, you cannot even click to pre-order one when more becomes available. All you can do is click to get an email to have notification when it becomes available. So even them, they don't know when it will come into stock. And I think that's that's poor management from Nintendo, I think.
One of the most important times I think will be
It will be
in the
Christmas.
holiday season. In the
Holiday
holiday season, they
and
need to have
I
some.
think summer will be important too because during vacations, kids will want to do something.
Yeah, yeah.
Of
And
course,
it's the number one time when everybody buys these stuff also.
yeah. So like I said, it's not that big of an issue yet, but it is still something to look for because, like I said, they had trouble with the NES Classic Mini before Christmas. Now they might have some trouble for the Switch supplies as we speak. Maybe not in 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
but that's you got to wonder how with the money they have, the money Nintendo has, how can they run short on supplies?
Well, there's one thing that I'm wondering here because we talk about that, and of course we don't know exactly how they are working out to do these devices. But in one of my news bulletins, and it's been a few times in the past few weeks that I've been talking about that, there's worldwide shortage of certain parts right now
Okay.
for computers, and of course the consoles and the devices use those also.
Yeah.
There's a shortage of DRAM.
Okay.
There's a shortage of SSDs.
Okay.
There's a shortage of all sorts of chips also. And one of the things that I'm wondering when I see that
is Taiwan on strike?
no, actually, it just seems that there's like
the
it's
demand
like
is too high.
well, actually, what's happened is that before there were like 12 companies making parts, and suddenly these 12 companies just got into one major company that does everything.
Okay.
And you know what? I think that is a problem. And I think that's where. And you know what? Sometimes I'm wondering if, for example, Nintendo might suffer from shortage of these parts while they're building them.
Maybe.
And maybe that is also not helping. But of course, we don't have any news from them saying why. But
no, we don't know why. We don't even have an idea of when they will have new consoles. At least give us a period. Okay, we will have more in a few months. But now we don't know anything. I believe it's GameStop that speaks with retailers, and even Nintendo says, yeah, you will have more, but when? Mystery.
Yeah.
That's a mystery. But
I think, I prefer having a company that says, look, we're having a problem. We're having a problem with this or that, and that's why we're having difficulty.
Yeah.
I prefer an honest company that says, look, we're having a difficulty with this type of part right now.
Yeah.
That's why we're having difficulty bringing out
just leaving you in the.
But when a company says, oh well, we're doing our best and there'll be some soon.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Well, at least one of our friends managed to buy the console, and I will borrow it in a few months just to play Zelda.
Okay.
He's such a nice guy.
Oh man. Okay. Interesting story on my side of this week about Android phones and tablets.
Yeah, I didn't read it, but I saw you posted
that actually have a infection pre-installed.
Oh, Apple, I like you.
Oh, please. I'm gonna puke my beer.
That's gonna fill your glass.
It's gonna change color. Okay, too much visual points here.
It's gonna be strawberry juice.
So, yuck. What's happening, okay, is that the companies that make the phone are not to blame, or make the Android devices.
Okay.
It seems that between the moment it gets out of the factory and it comes to the store, somewhere in the middle, somebody adds a piece of malware to the device.
Okay.
So when you use your device, you get more ads than usual, and they steal your personal data and contact list and all sorts of things like that. So of course now.
Well, don't you already agree to that anyway when you buy the device?
Partly. So it's the thing is, I just can't understand. I just can't understand. That there's not more checking of these devices before they get out, though.
Okay.
And of course, now I'm telling everybody, install some antivirus on your phone. Since I've read that, I've installed Malwarebytes, make sure that it's always there.
Just in
And
case.
actually, I have another interesting story with Android. When I installed Malwarebytes the first time on my phone, it told me, oh, this app, it has adware.
Oh.
And that was an app that I actually had downloaded from the Google Play Store. And it told me there was adware in it. It's like, okay, what the hell is happening here?
True.
So, anyways, you know what? I think this just tells us one thing. Very important. Install an antivirus. I prefer Malwarebytes. It's free and it does well what it does. But whatever you use is going to be fine. Scan at least one time your new device if you've got a new tablet, if you got a new phone, and make sure that everything is all right, because it scares me. It really, knowing that you buy a new device and it's already infected with something it's scary.
Yeah.
And I find it hard.
It's like already buying a broken device.
Somebody, that was at a show that I watched, which is This Week in Tech. Somebody there mentioned that he wonders if it was not even maybe in the stores themselves that happened. And I wouldn't be surprised that some stores have somebody there that's not right. It's a bad guy.
But wouldn't you see the bugs being tempered somehow?
Oh, it's easy to open. I worked where I worked before. If you'd seen all that we did to open and close boxes, and you could never know.
Okay.
I can tell you one thing. It doesn't mean one thing if the box is perfectly closed and sealed.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know. It's something that you got to make sure that you check out and scan your phone, and whatever antivirus you're using, it's going to be okay. And man.
Well, that's disturbing.
It is disturbing, that's I think is the difference also with the fact that Android devices are more like Windows devices. You have the possibility of installing pretty much anything.
Yeah, and just knowing that you didn't even set your phone, you just started it, and they might already know.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy bought a phone and he started it on Saint Michel Street.
And it not just that is when you set up your Android phone, what do you set up first? You set up accounts,
your name,
email
your
accounts,
birth
your
date,
accounts. You give all sorts of details.
So
if you're the first one there to already see what you're doing,
even the security questions sometimes they ask you.
So it's I don't know, scary stuff on there.
So somebody already knows your mother's maiden name and you don't know it.
Yeah, and basically, make sure that you got some kind of antivirus. That's the difference with iPhones. iPhones are much more, first, they're closed devices, so you can't really bypass. It's not 100%. There are flaws in there. It could happen there if somebody finds a flaw and for a while they exploit it.
It could, but it didn't happen yet.
Well,
or maybe it did, but they fix it.
They fix it.
They fix it. At least they fix it.
Yeah, but
not like Android that got 1,000 versions and you don't know how to fix it anymore.
Well, it's like that story that I posted in my news. I think it's yesterday about Mac computers that now have a type of Trojan that even antivirus.
Condom?
Yeah, condoms. Trojans that even the antiviruses don't even see, and that apparently a lot of Mac users are infected. and no antivirus detects it.
Or even just
So,
like
you know,
we were talking about it last week, that you can't do your Android update because your carrier doesn't want to be stuck with millions of calls from
yeah.
users who've got problem, and then you get stuck with a previous version who got flaws, and well,
Well, apparently, my birthday gift this year will be that. Where's my phone? Oh, it's
it's
here.
there.
Is that they are going to have Android 7 available in my carrier on Monday, day of my birthday.
I hope.
So, but they say they're going to do it in
Oh,
waves.
I'm gonna post a cake on your
So-
Facebook wall.
And talking of birthdays, how was your birthday?
That was
25. 25.
It was pretty
Come
alright,
on.
I was working the day of my birthday, so what I did, because I was born at 9:14 a.m. at work at 9:14, I took a piece of cake, put a candle on it, and just lit it, just for laugh.
Okay.
And after that, well, you were there. We had a little party.
Little party and karaoke.
Yeah, and
It was fun.
we didn't stay until late because I had school the next day, so kind of wanted to stay alive.
I got back home at 2:30 a.m.
Yeah,
Something like that. But I stopped drinking. When you left, I didn't drink after
Yeah.
that.
But
So,
in about a week and a half, the party's gonna be right here.
Yep.
But you won't be there.
We will live stream the party.
that would be
be interesting. On one of the channels I do
that
nothing
you don't
on.
use.
Channel that I do nothing with.
That
Could be fun.
would be fun.
That could be fun.
We don't tell anyone, and the party is streaming
Live stream.
for like 7 hours. But
And
no,
a year later, it's like,
it
well,
was
I
cool.
never said that. Yeah, look here at 2 hours and 44
Yeah.
minutes. You said that.
Well, it was cool,
Yeah.
And,
Cool.
I'm not the kind of guy who really likes to be extravagant for its birthday, but when I have the opportunity to do something, why not?
Why not wear a dress?
No, I prefer bikini.
Bikini. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to see that, but anyways. So, pre-installed malware and what the hell?
What's the link here? Bikinis and malware.
Well, both sound wrong.
Do girls hide malware in there?
Both of them sound wrong.
Oh boy.
So, what else do you have to talk about?
Video game consoles. The PlayStation 4 Pro was released not that long ago, and we also know that the updated Xbox, which is actually called the Project Scorpio at the moment,
Yeah.
is also coming by the end of the year. And update, there is a page on the Microsoft Store where it talks about the Project Scorpio, which is, like I mentioned, the updated version of the Xbox One. Previously we had like the PlayStation 2 and 3 and even PS1, there were the slim version. Now it seems that the trend will be to have the same size but with better performances, better graphics and computer processing.
Okay.
So the Scorpio, which is the next Xbox One but better, will be available by the end of the year. There is a page on the Microsoft Store that shows it to you, but you cannot pre-order or buy it right away. You can ask to be notified when the consoles will be available for pre-order. We expect to know more about it at E3 actually, which is in June.
Okay.
So I think that just shows that the console is really gonna come out. It's not some project that will.
No, and I see a lot of
sent
when
to
I
dust.
when I search for my news bulletin stuff, I stumble
Yeah.
across a lot of Project Scorpio articles and the
And
4K and
we know
everything.
it's gonna be better than the Xbox One, and hopefully, like the PlayStation, developers will have the obligation to make all the games that works on the Scorpio works on the Xbox One, because for PlayStation that's an obligation. If you do a game that is made for the PlayStation 4 Pro, it must work on the regular PlayStation 4. So let's hope it's the same for Xbox.
Okay.
But Microsoft, sometimes they do stupid stuff too. And,
Really?
well, I think.
Really?
And we'll see. Personally, I don't think I will buy the Scorpio because I'm not an Xbox guy. I agree this is a great console. The games on it are beautiful. They are good. They are great. But Xbox is mostly shooters and action games, which is not what I like. I prefer RPGs, platformers, and I'm more of a casual game kind of guy, but I play a lot. So I'm not the casual gamer, but I play casual games.
Mm-hmm.
And PlayStation, what I like about it is that they have everything from that little game that just looks like nothing to that big shooter that everything explodes and that I don't want to buy anyway.
Yeah.
And on Xbox, it's not, it change of subject.
Yes.
Because I say games look beautiful and everything, that's one thing I think is getting a bit of a problem nowadays. Games are focusing on being beautiful before being good. Don't you think?
Yeah, in part.
When you look at
In part.
Nintendo, the graphics are childish, but they have good games.
Yeah. Well,
And-
that I think goes with the fact, when I go back in time and I remember all the games that I played when, just an example. Last week we played that sports game on the Atari,
Yeah.
and graphics were kind of very basic, but gameplay.
Just kind of.
But you know what? The gameplay was cool
We had fun last
because the gameplay,
And-
they worked hard on. Okay, let's do an interesting gameplay,
Yeah.
even though the graphics are not
Yeah.
super
And
fantastic.
even right now at home, I'm playing Nier Automata, which I will review next week here. And the graphics are not the best. It looks like you see it's animated. You see it kind of between, I don't know how to describe it, but between best graphic ever and Play-Doh. It looks animated, but they put the focus on the gameplay and the story.
Yeah.
And that's what I also say to everyone. Making a game is like, when you have a pie and you have to split slices for everyone. Well, if you give more to someone, well, the other one will have less. It's the same for video games.
There's a game that I played on PC a few years back, and it was the follow-up to a game that I really, really enjoyed many years ago. And I was so happy. It's like, oh, cool. And, improved graphics. Everything looked fantastic. But, man, when the guy in the dialogue says, you click and you say, oh, who is this? And the actor they used for that part is like, this is Charlie.
Oh.
Charlie always looks at you with a weird, it's like there's no emotions. It's like it's all flat.
We don't care if the graphics are good if there is.
But
no...
when the dialogue is like boring, it's like,
Yeah.
oh please.
I play a game for the story and the gameplay before playing for the graphics. Other example, I played recently Trails in the Sky, and by the way, I bought the second one on Steam at rebates yesterday. And the graphics are like 2002, 2003, so it's not that great.
Okay.
But the game is damn good.
Alright.
One of the best I've played in years.
There's nothing that beats a really good story, that you can feel that you're part of it,
and that's funny because that makes me think right now. I received an email yesterday or the day before for a possible playtest at ADOS.
Okay.
And one of the questions was, what is most important for you in a game? And then you have 10 items to put, 1 to 10.
Okay.
And I think my top 3 or 4 was the story, the combat system, the gameplay.
Yeah.
And then when you And what were the thing that I made the less important? Graphics, multiplayer.
Okay.
So that that makes me think like, okay, that's really what I play finally.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm kind of eager to see what's gonna back to the Scorpio, what it will look like. Like I said, probably at E3 we will know more. This is when the big stuff happens every year.
What I've seen, it looks like it's gonna be very powerful
Yeah, my
console.
my guess is like the PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox One that will do 4K.
Okay. Yes, it does 4K that I know, and well, they're all.
Anyway, if they want hardware that do the same as the regular Xbox One, they cannot change a lot of things.
Well, this one smells like skunk.
Oh, okay. Yes, because we have 3 different beers.
So this one is the Canon, not the camera, but a Canon. With
Okay.
the cannonballs.
Well, you're tasting it first, so.
So
yeah.
cheers, everyone.
Project Scorpio coming relatively soon. The page is available on the Windows Store, and we will know more, I'm sure, pretty soon too. So, what's the Canon like?
It's actually less harsh than the one we had now.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's weird.
It actually, because we just tasted one that has pretty strong taste, I gotta say. This one tastes like almost nothing. It's just funny. So, okay. Project Scorpio. I know that I have a lot of Xbox fans on the people that watch my shows. And maybe I should talk a little more about, Xbox stuff. But, yep, Project Scorpio sounds interesting. And I think it's gonna be cool to see that.
Do you still plan to maybe buy an Xbox One?
Yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to.
I'd like you to.
Okay.
That would give me an excuse to, there are maybe 1 or 2 games I like on Xbox. That would give me an excuse to buy them.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna check my my finances because I have in my infinite ways of trying to get more money coming in. I am thinking of doing something a little crazy on the ad side on YouTube.
Okay.
And if I do that, forget the Xbox for now. But if it would work, that means, well, hello Xbox in the near future. So you get my drift there. So that's, something like that. So I want to see what we're going to do here. And well, one step at a time, okay? One step at a time. I don't want to be, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Okay.
So what else do you want to tell
us? What
us?
else does we want to talk about? The Yahoo hack that happened. Very interesting. The Department of Justice in the U.S. arrested, well, not arrested. They want to arrest 4 people.
Okay.
Now we know there's one that's been arrested here in Canada.
Yes.
Because one of them is in Canada, and I believe he's in the Toronto area or something like that. A 22-year-old guy. The 3 other ones are a little more complex to get. They're in Russia. And since there's absolutely almost no rules between the US and Russia regarding laws and how you get bad guys, there's like very limited things that they can do.
Yeah.
But today we've learned something even more interesting. Do you know the Yahoo hack happened? And it's a very interesting and really easiest, I like the article that I read because the article said Yahoo data breach happened with 1 click.
Okay.
And of course that piques your curiosity because you're like, you sure you're doing? I would not do that if I were you.
Yes, I would.
Because as you're moving, you see what it does? It's kind of very scary.
Yeah.
Especially for a $3,000 device.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Or not.
Okay, I warned you. And I am not responsible. And so anyways, what happened First of all, the FBI, they say that they've been on this case starting 2014. They actually had 2 years of investigation in there. What happened is some Russian hacker group that is apparently close to the state level
Okay.
sent spear phishing emails to Yahoo employees.
Okay.
So that means you get an email that's trying to lure you into clicking something. And that email contained a link. And when you click the link, you would actually open a little path that they could use to get inside Yahoo. So they sent, we don't know how many emails, but somebody did click. Somebody did click. So they got access and they immediately put a backdoor in the server so that they can now access all the data they want anytime they want.
Okay.
And that's where they got all the information that they needed. And they stole everything. So it's kind of interesting because it shows you one thing. Your employees are part of your security.
Mm.
You really got to tell them you can't click any links. You can't, you know, soon, you know what, when you'll go to work, you'll have no access to nothing except, a specific area because
Well, it's
people
like
click on
it's
everything.
like not on Yahoo, but you watch the White Rabbit projects,
Yeah.
about the guy who just jailbait the guys that work at the bank.
Oh, yeah.
They never get caught yet,
Yeah.
just by email links.
Yeah.
So, you know what you don't know when you're doing, and when you
So-
trust someone too much.
Yeah. So, anyways, they basically got in there, put the Trojan, took the data. Now, it's interesting to see that the Department of Justice, the FBI, were able to actually go back and say, oh, okay, these are the people that did that, and we want to arrest them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What I'm thinking is that Canadian guy in Toronto is going to pay for the other guys that they'll never get, probably. And especially if they're close to the state level, governments will not say, oh, yeah, we're going to send you these 3 guys. So, but it's a very interesting story. And talking about that, the biggest interesting story that I just can't believe, and that's why we sometimes get sick of high-level, management in companies. Marissa Mayer, the CEO of Yahoo, of course now has to leave because Verizon said, if we buy the company, you have to go. But she's got a little package of bye-bye, $23 million.
What?
Okay, you did nothing at Yahoo. Yahoo went only worse while you were there. Plus, you probably know a few things about the Yahoo breach before everybody else. And you get $23 million. I saw one blog post said, shouldn't Marissa Mayer get out of Yahoo with a, little kick in the butt instead of 23 million? And I'm like, yeah. And you know what? That's one example. But how many examples today we get here? We get tons of them.
The banks, when they say, oh, if we don't get help, we're going to go bankrupt because somehow we are losing money, and the director gets a bonus at the end of the year.
Yeah. It's like, I remember one of the best stories for, how dumb some of these people are. When GM got all that money from the governments in the US and Canada.
Bombardier.
And
Here.
GM CEO, to meet with the president, wanted to take his private jet. And you're like, are you kidding me? The company's going bankrupt. You're going around in private jets.
Here.
You can't take the bus or something? I don't know.
Just right here, Bombardier, with the C-Series. They are not selling the damn plane. They are losing money with it, and our government, the provincial they give $1 billion.
Yeah, and the federal gave what now? 300.
Well, at least it's not a billion.
Yeah, but
and when you think about it, the Bombardier family, they're super rich, and they've got 1 penny from their pocket.
Got hundreds of millions apparently in overseas.
Of course.
And it's like, okay, we've got to just,
But we have to give them money. They need money.
So anyways, it's the same story with all these companies. So, you just go crazy.
And then when they raise the salaries, you're going to have a 2% raises. Yeah, but 2% of 20,000 per year is not the same as 2% of 2 million per year. No. It's not the same 2%.
Not exactly the same thing. Well, anyways.
Oh, well.
We can start ranting. We should do a rant show. Because we'd have so many things to rant about.
Oh, yeah. Everything about Canadian politics that doesn't work well.
That would be nice. Like we get drunk before the ranting. And then we start a live show drunk ranting about things.
You start the camera and we are already in the middle of something,
That guy knows the type of posts that I do on Facebook when I'm drunk. So, yeah, that's going to be something.
Oh, God.
Live on YouTube. Oh, man.
It's going to be ugly.
It might be popular.
That's the worst part of it.
Yeah. So anyways, they're going after people, but they're not going to do, the Russians. I don't think they're going to get these 3 Russians. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the Canadian guy. And, and the links of that guy, because, of course, that guy gets arrested. So there's a link with him and the Russians. So there's something we need to know here, Hey, anyway.
And speaking of someone going after someone else, you remember in February the lawsuit opposing ZeniMax and Oculus, where Oculus was accused of using stolen properties from ZeniMax in the Oculus virtual reality headset. Oculus lost part of the lawsuit, and now they're going to appeal, and whatever. Oculus lost. Now one of the Oculus CEO and founder that we know pretty well, John Carmack, who previously worked at ZeniMax, and he's the one responsible for all of what we heard recently, in his turn is suing ZeniMax to get money. So Carmack is suing ZeniMax at his turn for $22 million because when ID Software, which he was part of, was sold to ZeniMax back in 2009, the company was sold for $150 million. Just a second. Okay, yeah, $150 million. Carmack had part in the company's for the worth of $45 million. Half of that at the time went into ZeniMax titles, and the other half was supposed to be paid, money, and apparently they never paid. So I don't know if it's just payback time or just Carmack trying to gain back his reputation and putting ZeniMax in the dust once again. But
there's some hate there,
of course there is.
The feel of this is there's something really. They eat each other really hard in this thing.
Of course, ZeniMax is disregarding this, saying that Carmack is just, he's been running the dust and he's just trying to get something out of all of that. But I don't know how this will end. It's like, okay, I sue you, you sue me, and leave me alone, I'll leave you alone,
That sounds like a Japanese
Uh,
name. I see you, you see me. I see you, I see you, you see me.
Do you have a paper? I could write it to you.
That really sounds like a
The-
Japanese name.
Japan-
I sue you, you sue me.
how would you write that actually?
I like that.
How would you write that? You can keep talking. Hi sue you.
I sue you,
you
you sue me.
Okay, give me a minute. That would be.
And now CEO.
Because yes, I can write in Japanese.
We now have CEO of our new show is I sue you, you sue me. He's from Tokyo.
I sue you. I sue you.
Oh man.
You
I sue you, you sue me.
Oops, that's not the right one. So in Japanese, that would be written something like this here. Can you see some?
We gotta. Yeah, we can see it.
That's the best I can do.
I can see it.
That's how you write "I sue you, you sue me" in Japanese.
I sue you, you sue me.
But I should use other symbols since it's not a real name. But we'll stay with this for now.
Now imagine, the CEO of a Japanese company gets to a really big U.S. company and meets another CEO and says, "I sue you, you sue me."
Yeah.
It could start a war.
True.
Okay. I couldn't resist because the way you actually say it too sounds Japanese. I sue you, you sue me.
I don't take Japanese classes for nothing,
Yeah, okay. So, okay. Anything else to add in there?
Not really, except that, I'm just curious to see what's going on, and I find it funny that, one is suing the other and vice versa.
Okay.
So that's just funny.
So, we've gone through our main news.
Yep.
Want to say hello to the chat room before we move on to app of the week and all of that, or you want to do it in reverse?
We can say hi to the chat room.
Hello, chat room.
Hi, chat room. Okay, that's
okay.
done.
What's the app of the week? Hello, chat room.
Is the
nice
show over?
Here.
Is the show over?
It's not over. Oh man, we got sake. Talking
sure.
of Japanese, we got sushi and sake.
Yep, for dinner. So everyone in the chat room who's here, say hi, so we know
Hello,
that
everybody.
you are there.
Danny, Shortwave Radio DX, Helmut, Lepisic, Abundant Fun, Bobby Burgess, David Walker, Jerry, hello there. Tim Robinson, Patrick Manny. What do we have? Missing anybody? Miss Lady Catherine 313, hello there. Nice to have everybody here. Anybody we miss? Say hello. Hey, Peter Sargent. He's a little silent, but he's always there. Kind of cool. Nice to have everybody here. And it's pretty cool. Yep, sushi and sake. So imagine what we're going to look like doing some gaming tonight.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
So PC gaming tonight, by the way, and our retro gaming, we will have PC gaming. So I've set up a Windows 7 desktop that I have here that actually is my brother's old desktop that I didn't, I wasn't doing nothing with. And on that, I've installed a certain number of games from Commander Keen to Siberia to 3D Ultra Pinball.
Trail Ride!
And quite a few things that I fetched yesterday evening. And I think it's going to be cool. And what's fun is that, I think we'll go around like this. So, as we do retro gaming nights, we'll, of course, go back to some of the old stuff regularly with new games, of course. And I think it's going to be fun to...
I'll try to bring a PlayStation or something in a week or two.
Yeah, and I need to get...
You need to learn what I played when I was young.
When I was young. You mean now? What you're playing now?
We could too. I don't mind, buying games and doing a playtest of an hour or two.
Yeah, it's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's 23:30 UTC. So 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. We do the PC gaming stuff. And you know what? I have a few of the games. Oh, I've got Doom. I've got Harry Potter, game. And you know what? A lot of these games that I played long, long time ago, man, I was so nostalgic last night.
Mm-hmm.
I suddenly like was back in time. It's like, oh man, I felt like I had. Okay, let's see. When I played these games, it felt like I had about 28, 29 years old. A
Yes.
little older than you.
I was born at the time.
No, a little
Yeah.
older. A lot of those, of course, some of those you played.
Harry Potter I played.
So you know, maybe you were.
I had the first two Harry Potters on the original PlayStation.
You know what? I had fun. I started playing Harry Potter yesterday, and I went to bed at like 1:15 in the morning because it's like I want to go and continue and get candies everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And the graphics, they're you know what? Some of these games, I actually found the graphics were still very up to par with
Yeah.
today's gaming.
The only thing I found, about Harry Potter before we go back to what we're supposed to talk about. After watching the movie, you play the Harry Potter game and you're like, okay, the story is crappy.
Yeah.
Really crappy.
I've got Wolfenstein 3D, Danny. A few old things like that. That really looks dated though. The graphics look like horrible, and it took me 15 minutes to understand how to shoot others. But it was kind of fun, and there were tons of games, but it's like I did it yesterday evening, so it's like I had limited time, but we've got 10, 12 games, so we'll go through some of them for sure. Of course, the adventure games like Siberia, we're just going to look at the opening.
Yeah.
The opening. So
we're not going through the whole game.
We're not going to play Siberia,
Yeah,
but,
we play all the games to the end, and we stay up until Saturday morning.
Oh man, I have a radio live show yesterday, tomorrow. Yes, I go back in time. So, anybody have questions? Anything that you? So I've got Quake. Also, is one of the games there. Trying to remember what I got, but there's about a dozen games there. That's going to be interesting to check, and we're gonna have fun with some PC games tonight. Cool. And that's the only thing you have to remember. Don't shut down the computer because it's going to start installing 180 updates. Okay? Do not shut down the computer.
Okay, I will just restart it.
Oh man. So that's kind of fun. Commander Keen. It's going to be interesting to see. They did. It's interesting. I don't know where they actually. I'm wondering if it doesn't come from Steam somehow. Mm-hmm. The Commander Keen that I have is basically kind of a DOS package box. So it appears in the DOS package box that kind of auto runs.
Okay.
And it's very interesting because these are DOS games. They could not have run in Windows 7 natively.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like these games were kind of repackaged to run in more modern computers in somehow, and it really looks like a DOS box basically. And I believe I did see DOS box appear at one point.
Well, I just downloaded it from Steam because it's 25 megabyte.
Yeah.
And
what does that look like? Yeah, it's DOS box.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
It's DOS box. They're running it in DOS box directly.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why they work. They've really set it up in DOS box so it's already something that can run. Okay.
Right.
Interesting. So, anyways, we'll have all of that tonight. We'll be checking that out. And
when was the last time that when you pressed escape to quit a game, it appeared Y and end or yes and no? When was the last time?
Yeah. And so tonight, retro gaming, we're playing solitaire for 4 hours.
Minesweeper. Spades.
Actually, one of the things that
free cell. Never understood how it worked.
One of the things I was thinking for retro gaming, you know what? Like get Windows 3.1, Windows 95, Windows 98, and try to install it live and see, can we run Windows 95 on a modern computer today?
Oh my god. Now we play, the Windows pinball we had.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh
That
man.
was something.
So okay. So anybody? Did you see questions? Anything?
Quickly,
No.
no.
No questions. So yep. Can games like you're talking about can run on Windows 10? You know what, Bobby? Some of them, like the Commander Keen, yeah.
Commander Keen does, but it's on Steam. You can buy it on Steam for like $5.
And you know what? I was a little curious, and since I still have the installs of these games, I will test it out and see if they can run in Windows 10. I would say some.
Pinball Trail Ride will work.
I think
That I
some
know. That I know.
that you know. I think some do. But it's probably a hit and miss. It's like
Yeah.
50-50 chance.
Yeah, kind of.
Because
But there are many games. Worms Armageddon works.
oh man, Worms.
Yeah.
That would have been nice
But
to add.
but if you do like a match, if you don't win in 2 rounds, the third round, it freezes. You cannot play the third.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. I forgot that. That would have been a nice one to add.
There are these little bugs,
Yeah.
here and there, but who cares? You just Control Alt Delete after 2 rounds and you restart it. That's it.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You
Cool.
do that. You do the third round as a 1 round.
Oh yeah. So it's kind of going to be interesting. So anybody that wants to join us for the retro gaming, it's 7:30 p.m.
7:30
Eastern Daylight Time. 23:30 Universal Time, and it's on the Old Computer Museum. Museum is spelled M-U-Z-M.
We will write it in the chat room a little bit later.
And okay. Apart from that,
Yep.
in what way can people help us
Oh well, if
to give us $1 million?
if you have $1 million to give us,
We're taking the plane and we're going to get it personally.
I'll give you my personal phone number. You can call me and I will pay the fees.
But we're going. We're taking the plane and going to get it personally.
Actually,
for $1 million.
Promise.
Yep. Even for 10,000. I mean.
Yeah.
You could take.
Yeah.
You're just taking the plane, so.
It's all right. So seriously.
Yes.
You guys can help us by if you want to make money donations on PayPal using the address fromthecouch@outlook.com.
Yeah.
Or on Patreon, which is patreon.com/fromthecouch. Okay. And every donation is appreciated, whether it's $1, $10, $100, $1 million, your heritage.
Like I was saying this week, you know what? It helps a lot because what we do is, I for my part, I use some of that money to, of course, buy new equipment. And one of the examples I give this week is a brand new router. And you guys notice that the brand new router is giving us an output that's so much better. I mean, the stream is 100 times better since we have the new router, and I think that's pretty cool. And so, we use that to improve upon the shows and to help us continue also, because frankly, working for free at some point gets a little hard on
if at least we could pay for the beer.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, on my side I can, because the shows that I do and the stuff that I do, the monetization's enough to pay for the beer, and so that's why I rather pay for the beer, because I would not see you pay for the beer, and the router it's a very, very nice AC 1750 router. Man, it's amazing how it performs, and it's I think that was a great, known that it had been so good a long time ago, we would have had that router.
Yeah.
I didn't think the router that I had, which was still a good Linksys model, was, maybe kind of having a lot of difficulty running streams, basically.
And if everybody who's watching would just give us $1 per show, that's like what, $4 a month?
Yeah.
We'd have no trouble at all.
Yeah.
We could almost make a living out of it and just focus on doing only this forever.
Yeah.
But that's not how reality is.
So, Okay. So I hope everybody's enjoying the show today. And
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
what else do we have? Danny Shortwave says, I tried installing all of those Windows through a VMware on Windows 10, Windows 98, NT 2000 XP. I don't have an old copy of 3.195.
You probably do.
So, yeah, somewhere.
Somewhere.
Windows 3.1 is the first one I've ever had. That was kind of, I remember Windows 3.1, and I had my first CD-ROM player.
Oh, wow.
Which it cost me $450.
Oh.
And I was so happy I had bought a Sarah McLachlan album. It was the first album that had content for computers.
Oh my god.
And she had a video that could play through Windows 3.1.
Oh.
And I was so happy to see that video
Yeah.
playing on a computer, and I was like, wow, I can play videos on a computer. Wow. Imagine today is like, what the hell?
you can play videos on a computer?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Apparently. I don't know. It seems that some people are streaming stuff today.
Oh, never heard.
So
I should get out of bed more often.
Well, Danny says his first 2X CD-ROM was a Mitsumi for his 286. I had the first CD-ROM on a 486, and it was a really fast 8X CD-ROM. And I remember we went up, from like 2x, 4x, and so on, and they went up to 52x. And then we stopped at 52, and the reason why is because when they tried to make 60x, the CDs would explode in the drives because they spin too fast. Because the X is simply you spin it 2 times faster, or 4 times faster, or 10 times faster than original. But at 60 times faster than original, the disk would explode in the drives. And I have a true story with that. I went to a client, and that's like 15 years ago. She had a 52X, which was pretty much the limit. I put a CD in it that I had done on my computer. So I put it in the drive. I heard it spin like, and then it made like paf, and I heard tons of little bling, like tingling sounds. And I opened the drive, and in it was a gazillion little pieces that looked like mirrors.
Oh God!
Spread across the drive. The disk had exploded. So imagine the force that's on that disk when it spins so fast. Because the original is 300 revolutions per minute. So 52 times 300 revolutions per minute. Imagine that disk span out of My first PC processor was a 8088, a PC XT that I had, and that was given to me by a friend of mine because he had upgraded, and so it was a PC XT running DOS 3 point something, and it actually came with a 20 megabyte hard drive.
Oh my God! 20 megabyte hard drive.
And the funny story about it.
That's the future.
Funny story about it is it was faulty, so I had taken out the top of the hard drive, which you should not because these are enclosed in really, really an environment that's very, very special. And so when I wanted to load something, it didn't see anything. It would just clunk. So what I would do is just pinch it like this. I'd pinch the read-write head and you hear it like do donks, and then it would start loading the game. It did that for about 2 weeks, and then it stopped.
I don't know why. I don't understand why.
But it was impressive because the first time that I'd seen a hard drive in working action, and anybody that sees that is just amazing.
Yeah.
What they do, and you're wondering how they can read. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
So I got my story of PCs is an XT 8088. Then I got a 286. I got a 486 DX 100. And then my first, those were all given to me, by the way. My first PC that I bought with my own money was a Pentium 166. And I was way ahead of everybody because everybody back then had 16 megs of RAM.
For once, you were ahead of someone.
And I had 64 megs of RAM.
Oh my god.
So my Windows 95 was running hot.
We don't want to know about your sexual life, okay?
So I had the Windows 95 that I installed from the 25 discs. There were 25 diskettes. Okay, little 3.5-inch discs that like the other day.
Yeah.
Windows 95 came in like 25 discs. And I remember the guy that had given me his discs. Okay, so it takes hours because it's like, you put disc 1, it reads. Then it says, please insert disc 2, reads, and so on. There's 25 discs, and at disc 24, it says, error, cannot read disc. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Oh my god.
Come on.
Oh my god.
And at disc 24, it doesn't want to work, so I'm like, it's like 11 at night. And I call my friend, Stefan, you know him.
Yeah.
And I tell him, I'm really sorry that I know it's late, but I really need a new copy of disc 24. And he's like, okay, when you want this? Now, I'm going to go get it right now. and he sounds like sleepy on the phone, like he just woke up or something. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but I need it now.
I'll buy you a 6-pack.
So I think it was midnight, walked to get the disc outside, came back home, put the disc. Works.
Oh, thanks, God.
And I think at 2 in the morning I had Windows 95 working. That was my first. And the family didn't have any computers back then. And that Pentium 166, I believe, became one of the first computers that somebody in my family had. I think the Pentium 166 was I had given to my sister. And she had that Pentium 166. And for a long time, pretty much all the family had PCs that I had given them.
Yep.
Everybody.
I can confirm.
Everybody in the family had PCs that I had given them.
Yeah, up to, I believe the last one you gave us was a Pentium 4.
Oh, yeah, that's possible.
After that, we started buying them because you would not get PCs so often.
Yeah, but that's thanks to being a tech guy and getting PCs everywhere. And I could almost do that now because I've got like 6 laptops. I'm getting a 7th laptop from a client Monday.
Well, keep them. We never know
it's when
keep them because you never know when it can be useful.
Well, I transform them into different things. So 2 of them are insider machines.
Maybe someday
One is Linux.
An emergency. My Surface won't start. Uncle, can you give me a laptop just for a week?
So they're not the latest models, but they work fine. They work fine.
If they work for what you need them at the moment, that's what.
Actually, some of them that clients have given me, I've myself wondered why, because personally I thought these computers still really did a nice job.
Yeah. Well,
So
sometimes it's kind of like me with my Surface Pro.
What's the first PC you've ever had? Which is the one that I probably gave you at the time.
Well, you mean laptop or just at?
No, a PC in general. A computer. First computer.
I don't know. I believe
it's the one that I gave you guys.
That would be somewhere between Pentium 2 and 3 probably.
So I gave you
I was
a.
like it was maybe in 97, 98.
Was one of the early Pentiums.
94, 96, 97 probably.
Was one of the early Pentiums. Something like that.
You know, we could play Commander Keen.
96, 97.
We played Commander Keen at home with this.
I believe the first I ever gave out was a Pentium. So
between
it was the first
2 and 3.
Really,
probably.
the first generation of Pentiums.
Yeah.
And interesting. Very interesting.
Well, I remember we played Commander Keen at home. That I remember.
So I've got a little announcement. We're going to verify this, but it seems that this week Donna Starcar announces things.
Well, while you talk about
while
that,
we're
I will be
doing
back.
live shows, so she announced build 15058 while I was doing Windows Insider Hour, which is cool because it goes with the subject. And well, it seems that we are getting 15060 apparently. So kind of interesting. We are getting a new build. I wasn't surprised, because when it takes a long time in the day before they announce anything, I think we're getting 15060. And yeah, I am wondering if Donna isn't watching the shows and saying, "Hey, Gilles doing a live show. Let's send out a build of Windows." So well, I guess we're getting a new build tonight again, and I'll be of course reviewing that tomorrow. And I will also, I'm curious if 15060, it's a nice round number. That is such a nice round number to just like give us the official creators update now.
I don't care.
Now.
I don't care.
We would have it. We would have it before everybody else now. That would be nice. So,
yeah.
Okay, and yeah, 2 builds in 1 week. Well, 2 weeks ago we had 3 builds in 7 days. So that was pretty amazing. They're ramping up the builds because everything tells us that we're having the real deal next week. So I guess
you told us that last week.
No. Last week, I was saying that the possibility, now we really know that that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Grapple Pearls, hello there. Nice to have you on board. So, okay.
Did you try any fun application this week on your phone?
Yes, because it gives us money.
Oh, yeah.
And
I like money.
You like money?
Yeah.
If you have an Android phone, the app of the week that I'm going to talk about
shut up.
is really cool because it's an app that is called Google Opinion Rewards. And the Google Rewards app is so cool because you get all sorts of little surveys. So to give you guys an idea, I've right now $2.90 in it. I would have a lot of money because if I never spent it, because basically I spend it on Pokemon Go stuff. But Google Opinion Rewards sends you surveys regularly. Depending on the length, you can be paid from 10 cents to some of them pay up to $1, $1.25, sometimes when they're a little long. And they give you, that money is credits for the Google Play Store.
Okay, cool.
So basically, you just, answer surveys. And when you have enough money, if you want to buy, you can buy any type of apps in the Google Play Store. Anything you want, basically. It's really credits that you use. It's money you use for the Google Play Store. So it's a cool app because it's, it's fun because there are things that sometimes, you feel cheap. You're like, I don't want to pay for that. And
Yeah.
why is the microphone always coming on my side?
I don't know.
I'm too fat, I think.
Yes.
So I think I'm like a little farther there usually. So
Well,
anyway,
yeah, probably because you're on the
I'm like,
cushion.
yeah.
Oh,
So
well.
anyways, why not get your
Yeah.
cash now
And you
for
know,
your apps in the Google Play
and
Store
for
and get Google Opinion
and
Rewards?
I'm actually using once in a while a swag bucks for that
Oh
same
yeah,
matters.
Swagbucks, yeah.
And when you get enough points, you can get, for example, for the Apple Store, I can get, I believe, a $10 gift card for 1,000 points or something like that.
I used to do a lot of surveys for Swagbucks at some point, when I just wanted.
It's just that I find these surveys so boring sometimes. I
Surveys.
don't do them often.
Most surveys are boring anyways.
And it says like a 10-minute survey, but it's so boring. I feel like it's
Yeah, it's
half
like half
an hour.
And that's not counting that you have to answer 40 questions just to say, oh, sorry, you can't. You're not, it's not good.
Or
like, oh, what the hell?
they will ask you sometimes. Okay, are you male or female? What year were you born? And then okay, they redirect you to somewhere else. Are you male or female? What year were you born? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Please share the information.
Yeah, I answered it once.
But
already.
I did get like a $20 gift card for Amazon.
That's cool.
But when you look at all the time that you spent to get $20,
it's not really worth it.
It's like 50 cents an hour.
Yeah,
something like that. So at some point,
the
like,
kind of things you do when you're in the bus, or
Yeah.
And even then,
when you're bored.
In the bus, I still have Pokemon Go open for the Pokestops.
There were two surveys that I did like. And the surveys that I did like, one was about alcohol, which was very interesting.
Of course you liked it.
And the other one was about cell phone providers. That was also very interesting. Because with cell phone providers, I could, say that they're all bad.
Oh, well.
So, Google Opinion Rewards. Put that on your Android phone or tablet and start making cash right now to buy the apps that you want.
Yes.
It's even better, if I was thinking about Google Opinion Rewards. Say that you're a teenager and you don't earn really, and you got to ask your mom or your dad for, to get some money to or a prepaid card or something to get apps. Well, with this, you answer, and you know what? What's funny with the Google Opinion? The more you go around town and go to restaurants and go to different places, the more you get questions.
Oh, that's cool.
Because, of course, it follows you around. So what it does, it's like, for example, the other day, I went to the grocery store. The next day, I get, oh, you went to one of these places recently. And, of course, the grocery store, Metro, was in the list. So it's like, oh, when did you go? Oh, yesterday. And then said, oh, did you like your experience? Oh, 4 stars. What the hell? I'm at the grocery store.
There was the beer I wanted. 5 stars.
They had the beer, yeah. They didn't have the beer. Or, bananas were kind of horrible. 1 star.
But the kiwis were great.
So the more you move around, the more you'll get surveys. That's one thing that you got to know also about Google surveys. But it's fun, and you know what? Maybe you'll get that app that usually, it's like it's free money, so it's like it doesn't have the same value for some reason.
I like what is free, and especially when it's free money.
Free money is like, okay, what are you doing?
Well, it's like when I just do those playtests at Ubisoft or Eidos Montreal. It's like you are underpaid, but what the hell? What the heck? I'm paid playing video games for a day.
Well, you should do things for Microsoft because you're overpaid at Microsoft.
Well, tell them to call me. I will gladly go there.
So that's my app of the week. What's yours?
Mine actually.
I wonder what it is. He's a big fan of something, but I don't know.
Well, I know there are a lot of European people watching us. I want just to tell you guys about the official Formula One application, which is available on, I believe, also Android and Apple devices.
Okay.
So what is cool about the official Formula One application is that you can get all the live action on the application during the race. Of course, there is a fee for the application. Just want to tell that already. you can see a demo of it, but if you want to use it, for example, for the Australian Grand Prix coming in 2 weeks.
This one?
Yeah. It's like a $4 subscription for a month or $37 for a year.
So it's in-app purchases.
Yeah. And because you have a demo in the application to see what it looks like.
Okay.
But if you want to use it, you have to pay $4 for 1 month or $37 for a year. But when you get into the race mode, which is the interesting one, you can see, and I'll show you here. For example, you see the drivers. You can see the gaps between the pilots, the gaps between the next one, their lap times, their sectors. Are they faster in first, second, and third sector of the track?
Okay.
The tires they use and the wear of the tires. If they're new tires, did they already add wear on it before?
Okay.
Their best times. Of course, there are some commentary that will pop up once in a while. You can see, of course, the points to the championship. So it's it's something that, for example, me that go to the Montreal Grand Prix, I cannot really see what's on the big screen because if it's not too far, it's just too blurry.
Okay.
And I cannot hear the commentary either because there's too much noise.
Okay.
So I can use this application to see, for example, Alonso is getting closer to Vettel, and I can check, okay, Alonso is faster of like 1 second last lap, and that's why he's getting closer, and so on. And that's cool. What I also like, they updated it recently.
Okay.
And of course you have the news, and one thing that's really cool, you have a link to buy Formula 1 tickets for whichever Grand Prix you want.
Okay.
And that's pretty cool. If I click there, it brings me directly to tickets.formula1.com, and you can see here every Grand Prix.
Okay.
When the tickets become available, I can buy them. I believe, though, it is a little bit more expensive than buying them on the actual website of that Grand Prix. But still, if you just don't want to bother, you don't know where to go.
You got everything in one place.
You don't know where to go, just go there.
You're paying $1,000 anyway.
So who cares?
$1,025.
And after that, well, you just have to reserve the hotel and your plane, and that's it.
And it's available for Android.
Yeah. And I tried it, a year subscription, and I must say it is pretty cool. When you watch
as a fan, because you're a fan.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Formula 1.
He's a really big fan of Formula 1.
This is the same application that your commentator on TV, whether it's TSN, ESPN, Sky Sports, they are using this to tell you everything that's going on. When it's not appearing on TV, they are using this.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's like, if you just want to try it out, it's $4 for a month, and I don't think that's expensive because...
Well, if you're a big fan...
In 1 month, sometimes you will have 3 Grand Prix.
If you're a big fan, it's not... it all depends.
And honestly, the season goes from March to the end of November, and the year subscription is $37. It's cheaper to just go month by month.
Repeat me that.
It's $4 a month.
Which is...
And $37 a year.
Okay.
And the season goes from March to November.
Okay.
So it's cheaper.
Yeah, if you want to use all the stuff that goes with the different races.
Yeah, it's cheaper to just renew every month.
I understand, yeah.
Which is weird, but
Well, because the rest of the time you probably maybe have content or stuff that you might not see.
I would have had, if I had renewed right in January, for example, the results or the live timing for the private sessions that happened the last 2 weeks. So I would have had that. But, I like to use it. Sometimes watching on TV, I'm not saying it's that useful because you already have most of what you need.
Okay.
Unless you want to see what's going on in the back of the peloton, which you don't see on TV.
Okay.
But when you go to a race, that's a must-have because, like I said, you don't always see well what's on the big screen.
Yeah, depending on what
you don't
where,
hear
where
the
you
commentary.
are.
Even if you have a
You
radio,
can't hear anything with the commentaries. There's so much noise.
Even if you have a radio, you have trouble hearing it. So,
but the noise have lowered a lot. You know, in recent
the noise,
in recent years, I haven't heard them really from here.
With the actual noise is what I hear without earplugs is what I'm hearing. What I was hearing before with the earplugs.
This one tastes fruity.
But the Formula One, they changed owners recently. Now the one who has it worked for 20th Century
Let's
Fox.
take out the mufflers.
And Bernie Ecclestone is gone. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
One in the group in charge is Ross Brown, who was.
Every time I see the face of that guy, it's like he looks like that. The guy that's angry about everything in the world.
And one of the guy that
a billionaire angry about everything in the world. That's dangerous.
In charge of reforming the Formula One.
Okay.
Is Ross Brown, who was with Ferrari at the time that they were winning. He had his own team for a year and he won. So he knows what it takes to bring.
He knows what he's talking about.
He knows what it takes to bring the Formula One back where it is. For example, Ecclestone, when he was there, social media. He didn't care because when you would tell him youth are using social medias and you need to attract young people.
He's an old geezer. So
and he was answering, well, young people don't buy a Rolex. That was his answer. But you would be surprised.
Not necessarily the truth.
But now that guy Chase Carey, who was with 20th Century Fox, he grew. He worked for a company that always used the internet and social media to advertise themselves. And it didn't take long for the change to be apparent. Just if you look at the Formula One Facebook page, Twitter, websites, and the application, there are already some major changes. That shows you, something is happening.
Something's happening.
Of course, the big changes won't be before like 2 or 3 years because they just got here. So they have to make a plan and ask everyone what they think about it.
Okay.
But personally, I know, we have to be careful of the environment and everything, but Formula One is a show. You want to hear noise. You want to see those big engines, big polluting engines making noise.
But it's not just that, It's it's an event that has just a handful of cars.
The Formula One is the top technology.
And if you look at the billions and gazillions of cars that are polluting, I think we need to be careful for our planet, but we have to just not go crazy about it. And
if you want electrical motors and turbos,
well, just
go watch the Formula. Yeah, the Formula E, which I'm going also.
Yes, I did see it. I think that could be interesting to see. Imagine how quiet this must be.
I cannot even imagine. Electric Formula, I'm going to watch a race this year in July in Montreal. And, these are electric cars, Formula cars, that goes to 225 kilometers per hour.
Of course.
225.
Yeah. You're powerful.
But you know what's funny? And I was watching a race on TV a few weeks ago. I'm getting from Formula One, which I know everything, to electric Formula, which I don't know the teams. I don't know the drivers. I don't know any thing. I'm like, okay, well, one team at a time. This team is Dragon Race.
He's not using Duracell batteries.
But that's something I'm just curious. That's technology, and
of course.
I'm just curious to see what it's like.
I think it's cool to have that also because it's nice to see the different technology.
And if I don't like it, well, I just won't go again. That's it.
I think what could be fun is one day a mix of both. It's like let's just for the fun of it mix both and just
they cannot really do it because electric Formula is gonna be downtown Formula One on Circuit Gilles
Yeah, but
Villeneuve.
at some point, they could do a special something.
And I believe that Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is not made for the electric Formula because of how the car is made, how hard it is on the car.
Maybe.
Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is thought for the Formula One. And
it's possible.
Everything's different.
It's possible.
But that's gonna be cool.
Okay.
And the official Formula One application, if you want to see what it looks like from the inside, there's a review on my channel, which is the Proud Geek channel.
The Proud Geek?
Yep.
You are the Proud Geek?
I am a Proud Geek.
You are proud to be geek.
Yep.
Okay.
So there is a review that I posted a little bit earlier today. You can watch it and see what the application looks like.
The Proud Geek and the Old Geek.
Old skunk.
We want to say,
yeah.
Pretty cool. And we're going to say hello to Tommy, Viper Boy. Hello there, no problem with caps. We'll know that you're yelling at us. He's wise. He's telling you happy belated birthday. So,
cool. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Also, what I wanted to say here before.
Who's here?
Yeah, what did you buy?
What did I buy?
Rum?
Yeah.
No, okay, just for the fun. Because it's just funny because everybody, because of the pirate.
Oh, yeah.
And they're talking about Jack Sparrow and everything.
Yeah, I bought some rum.
So Patrick says you need a bottle of rum. And you know what? He bought a brand new bottle of rum, and it's like totally by accident. It's like he didn't even know I would put up the pirate flag here in the back. What I think about the Great Old Pearls, there it is, Bacardi. Yep. So here's the.
Well, I took the cheapest.
We look like drunk people, showing like we're going to eat sushi and drink sake, okay. Or eat sake and drink sushi.
Oh.
I'll put the sushi in the blender. Oh man, that I'm not sure I want to see what that looks like. And so we look like drunk people. But we're not. Only at some times.
You are. I'm not.
Yeah, right. I can tell you're pretty good at it. So, anyways, what do I think about the 3 arrested for Yahoo act? Well, actually 4. 3 Russians, one Canadian. We know that, as Jerry was telling in the chat, that the 22-year-old guy from Toronto comes from Kazakhstan, apparently.
Oh boy.
So we see that it's kind of mysterious. And Russia,
You know something is mysterious when it comes from Kazakhstan.
When you start seeing that Vladimir Putin is like the one of the most powerful men in the world, you start saying, yeah, well, you know what? I'm starting to believe it. With everything that's happening lately. He's playing his cards right. And it's scary at the same time, but we've always been in a world that's pretty scary. I'm looking at the you have to watch that.
Yeah.
The modern history of the United States on Netflix.
Okay.
And it's narrated and it's done by Oliver Stone.
Okay.
And it's extremely interesting.
I saw something about it.
If you like history, it's extremely interesting, but because it goes behind the scenes.
Okay.
You learn things that you didn't know about. For example, everybody that was, in the Second World War and everything. And it starts from the Second World War and goes up to Barack Obama in the last episode. So it's really a modern history. And it's interesting. And he decided to do that because his daughter came home from school, or basically he was kind of, looking at what his kids were learning in school in history books. And he said, well, that's wrong. That's not exactly correct.
Well, you learn the history of the winners, not the history of the losers.
Of course.
What happened to the Mayas?
So,
we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we didn't. We know, but we didn't learn it.
Yeah.
So, should we get back to...
Well, it's kind of fun. We're going back and forth in different things. So welcome to the show, everybody. By the way, Tommy, everybody, nice to have you.
We are supposed to be serious somehow, so.
Well, some kind of out of serious moments is kind of nice in the show.
Yeah, but I still don't like to get too carried away.
I do get too carried away many times.
Stop drinking.
No, it's not the alcohol. It's I just get carried away. So
I will carry you
away. Okay.
So
what the hell did what? My armpit.
Let's leave the chat between themselves.
Okay.
The chat room settles your problem between yourselves. We are not part of this.
Oh man, you don't want to read that. Grateful Pearl says, Danny, I went to a rum factory in Puerto Rico last time. A long time ago, it was disgusting. Flies stuck to the vats. Ew. Oh man, does it come from Puerto Rico?
A blend of Puerto Rican rum.
Oh man, so there was a lot of flies stuck to the vats. That's the taste.
Yeah, but there is alcohol. It is sterilized. And bugs are proteins. Bugs are proteins.
Patrick Manny is not, he's pretty right on that. What about dirty feet stomping grapes? Same thing.
Hey, by the way, with the pirate flag, are you game? At the end of the show, right before you click stop, we take half a shooter of rum because of the pirate flag.
Okay, I'm not sure, but yeah, okay.
Yes, you're sure.
Oh man, this one. Smell this. It's
like Blanche de Chambly.
Yeah, it's very fruity, and it's the strongest beer of all.
Your floor is quite far down.
It took him a long way before there was a floor underneath the bottle.
Okay.
As we continue with
almost 2 hours already, so let's try to go through our news.
Why? We'll eat sushi while playing PC games.
Let's go through our news before.
Okay,
it's too late. What else did you want to tell us?
Well, this week we had a really big batch of Tuesday patches. Did you update your tablet?
It updates itself. So whether I want it or not, I just shut it down. It updates.
Because last month we didn't do it.
I noticed that the update was relatively long compared to some other times.
Yeah, because last month we didn't have updates, so this time around we had. I counted a total of 28 updates or something like that.
Oh, I didn't see, but it was at least like 3 or 4 minutes compared to 1 or 2.
What was exceptional is the fact that there were 9 critical ones. And critical means if somebody somewhere, the bad guys already are exploiting those. And there were already 3 or 4 last time. So that means that, some bad guys had a lot of time to do something about it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Of course.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
So, okay, here it goes. So, anyways, lots of security stuff to fix this month. I think it's important for everybody to update their PCs because, man, this is incredible. Of course, what I find funny, not funny at the same time, is the fact that last time they didn't do the updates, but they did send us separately the Adobe Flash Player update. And this time, they still had another one. I mean, Flash Player needs to die somehow because it's insecure.
How many websites would die without Flash Player?
Well, you know what? I started going around the web with Microsoft Edge because in Creators Update, what's happening is that they're blocking Flash by default.
I'm not talking about the websites we go every day. I'm talking about the sites with those little games that we play. We used to play.
Yeah.
y8.com or, without Flash, they're dead.
But They need to update their stuff. They need to update their stuff. They need to update their stuff.
That's it.
Okay, I gotta check that out. Oh yeah, I got an e-card. Somebody wants me to show an e-card.
An e-card.
We're gonna check that. Okay, to Gilles from Grapple Pearls.
I'm not reassured just by the image right there.
So yeah,
that's scary.
That's scary.
Grapple Pearls sent him an e-card for his birthday. We are checking
it. Check it out.
And we'll probably show it to you after if...
Oh, I gotta run Flash.
If it can run.
Hello once.
So an e-card right here on his laptop.
Okay.
From Grapple Pearls.
What is it gonna do? Okay.
Okay. Oh. What the heck?
Oh, Mr. Smith, just stick it in between those two devices.
Oh God. Oh.
It's incredible.
Oh God.
It's amazing. Love it.
Oh my God.
Love it. It's my birthday card. So,
well, you know, if
it says if women ran the world.
Okay, can you post it on our Facebook page, maybe?
Well, I'm gonna put the laptop. I think we can show it.
Because if you can post it on Facebook and Twitter, people could watch it completely.
Well, we'll do something about that.
Well, can you try now, or should I talk while you figure it out?
Well, I'll do it like this. I think it's gonna work.
Okay.
So
that's the joy of being live. We have to figure out how to do our things.
Yeah, especially with this laptop that has absolutely no batteries. So
next time I'll bring my other tablet.
So the first part says if, well, I guess you can read it because it's HD. So I'm just gonna press the replay button. And here we go. So if you see it, man, you guys don't see it well. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna start it again, okay? Because I see it, we can see it, but I have to, and I don't know, it kind of hurts. Kind of hurts.
They won't hear, but I will mime the sound.
So, so pair of shirts. If women rule the world, and now she's telling the guy that he has to put his doodle in between the two plates, like women do their mammograms, basically. And the guy screams like hell. So happy birthday! Yeah, it hurts.
Well, is this a message that women don't like to have them squeezed? No, I don't want an answer. I don't want an answer.
Okay.
I don't want it to be answered.
Oh yeah, it says 2. Wait a minute, I got another one apparently.
Never mind.
So what about the other one?
I didn't ask anything here.
You didn't ask anything here. Okay.
Nope.
So this one. Okay. And what about?
Do you have anything else?
I believe there's another one.
Well,
I'm trying to.
While you figure it out, just want to tell everyone about the new mode that's coming to Rocket League.
Yeah.
You saw Rocket League the other day. You know this soccer game with radio-controlled card instead of players?
Okay.
So this is the kind of game. It is a really big esport game. You should see esports about Rocket League. It is amazing sometimes how players can play. So basically, for those who don't know, Rocket League, yes, is a soccer game with radio-controlled car instead of players. And it defies gravity and everything. That's just cool, you know. Cars, explosions, boost, and a ball. That's what you want to play. And so yeah, you have to score goals in the other team's side, of course. A new mode is coming for this game, which is called Drop Shot. Okay. So basically, there are no goals. You have to make holes in the ground on the other team's side and bring the ball in these holes. And basically, you know, the ball will be electrified and it will gain power as you play. So it is a new mode coming to Rocket League, possibly into esports too. If you've never played Rocket League and you are a gamer, you have to try it. It is something. It is a game. I don't like soccer, but really not at all. But Rocket League is a game that I like to play with friends. It is pretty cool. You have to try it. And so yeah, new mode coming to Rocket League pretty
Oh
soon
man.
actually, and it's gonna be cool. And what is your new card here?
So the other one is with Trump, and it's my Trump card, and it's Trump saying obscenities, and it's kind of interesting. So
Did you see the YouTube videos of Futurama's Zeb Brannigan saying Donald Trump quotes?
yeah,
That's hilarious. You
yeah.
must admit it. Zeb Brannigan quoting Donald Trump.
So
You must admit that's cool.
okay, to give you guys an idea, there's this and there's Donald Trump face character in there that says things, and let's see if I can lose the volume here and just do a little sound bites here. Here we go. So let's listen.
Okay, I'm going to teach you all how to say huge. Okay, today is your birthday. It's going to be huge. I use it in a sentence there, okay?
And every time you click, there's different things. So
I'm hoping you have a day rich with happiness. And I mean really, really rich like me. Okay?
a Trump card.
If it wasn't your birthday, you'd be fired, okay? But for now, have a tremendous birthday. Okay, folks. Owning a golf course gives you great, great power. So on your birthday, go out and get yourself a golf course, okay?
Oh man, it's nice.
All right.
Thank you, Gripple Pearls, for these beautiful cards. And my birthday, for everybody that's asking, is on Monday, March 20th. So
I'll ask Facebook to remind it to me.
So Monday is birthday.
Joke. I remember your birthday every year. You're like, except for my parents and my brother, I think the only person I remember its birthday.
Man, okay. I think I spilled tons of water here. Oh man, yeah, tons of it.
Well, use your socks to.
Well, that's what I was trying, but there's way too much water, so now I have two very wet socks.
Use your pants.
No, I think I'm gonna just go get something here. But
All right.
Thank you, Gripple Pearls.
So while he's getting something to
just wash the floor.
You've watched Avatar in 2009, and we are still waiting for Avatar 2, the sequel. And it's no surprise, well, it's been delayed again. Avatar 2 has been delayed again. So it was supposed to come out in 2018, and it's not coming out in 2018 now. And according to James Cameron, he told the Toronto Star that the thing is, they are filming Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5 at the same time.
How many Avatars gonna be?
5.
One was enough.
And they are filming the 4 others at the same time, so they're like gonna come out all in a raffle, at maybe a year interval.
Okay.
So Avatar 2 is not coming yet. They've barely finished doing the set and creatures, so we don't know when it's coming out, and of course, all the movies won't be out before 2022, as previously planned.
Okay.
But what's gonna be like, I don't know. But just so you guys know, the next Avatar, if you are still planning to watch it, is not coming anytime soon.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait for a while.
Yeah.
I like the movie, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not enthusiastic in going to see Avatar.
Well, it
2,
it
3,
was
4,
it,
5, 6, 7.
It was the only movie which I thought 3D was really worth it.
I'm still waiting for Titanic 2.
watching Avatar, it felt like with the 3D, it felt like I was in a Final Fantasy world. And I don't want to watch the other ones because of the story. I want to watch it because it's beautiful. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
the story is like Pocahontas 100, you know.
Pocahontas 100. Oh man. Okay. Pocahontas 100. So.
When there's gonna be alien and stuff.
Okay. So once again, build 15060 Windows 10 is available for Fast Ring Insiders.
Just drink your beer. And this one, third one, is the Dead Valley.
Yeah, it's a little harsh. It's
not my type of beer. Definitely not.
It's you know what? It closely resembles the Fin du Monde somehow.
No, more like the Blanche de Chambly.
Mixed with Fin du Monde.
And that's why I don't like it.
Okay. It's very unique, fruity, and.
I'm sorry, I wasted a beer, but I won't drink it all.
Doesn't matter. So yes, I will Grateful Pearls watch them again on my birthday. I promise. Other bits of news: Netflix getting like more and more serious all the time. Eh? They're getting now. They're hiring Hollywood producers to do movies and TV shows. It's
I saw something about it.
So it's like, okay, you really want to do some high quality stuff, but you know what I find interesting at the when they had the Oscars?
Nope.
Is that for the first time, movies that were made by Netflix and by these
third parties,
really streaming companies finally started getting Oscars, as if for a long time, basically. Everybody at the Oscars thought, well, these are not real movies for some reason.
Yeah.
But I think the real reason is, you know what? It's because these movies never go out to the movie theaters.
And for the industry, it's bad talking about Netflix.
Streaming stuff. So.
And it's bad for the industry.
I think it's good for the industry.
But
it's bad for movie theaters and stuff like that.
Well, anyway, theaters don't make money out of movies. They make money out of food.
Yeah, that's why you get fat when you go to the movie.
Yeah, and that's why I buy my licorice before heading to the movie and just hide it in my coat.
Well, we had a story once about your dad making me go in with bags of popcorn and chocolate.
Well, at least licorice can be hidden in your coat.
I forgot something today. I wanted to do that so bad.
What?
Oh man, maybe I have time.
What? Okay, tell me after.
No, when we're
masturbate?
No, when we're gonna play pinball thrill ride. I want to buy Hershey chocolate bars, and if you get Hershey's, you get a Hershey chocolate bar. And after they say that games influence us in buying things.
The stores at the end of the street. We might have time to go buy a few chocolate bars.
Yeah.
They have at least 3. We'll see later if we have time.
Anyways, what else do we have? You have a little something about Ubisoft.
Oh yeah, that's really something pretty cool. Ubisoft is quite implicated in many things. Trying to encourage young people to become game developers and stuff, and older too. But now. They are even working to help cure or at least prevent some disease. Some of the people in the world are affected by what's called amblyopia, which is like degenerating eyesight.
Okay.
And there are ways to not cure, but at least, prevent it or make it better. And those traditional ways are like, okay, hide one of your eye and look strongly with the other to help, make your eye stronger. And Ubisoft is working and actually already have games that are good to help people with degenerating eyesight. And from what I read, it is very promising. Even the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration in the US, approved of such methods, and doctors are now saying that video games Ubisoft are making works better than the traditional cures they have for it. So I think that's pretty cool, honestly. Knowing that video games can help improve your health. We already heard with the Nintendo Wii back in the days that it was used for rehabilitation. With Wii Sports and stuff, people could use Nintendo Wii to relearn how to do some movements while playing games. That was cool. And now Ubisoft is in there. I think that's cool. Could you imagine your doctor prescribing you 2 or 3 hours of gaming every week?
You need to play Pinball Thrill Ride an hour a day. Oh, really? Okay. And
cool.
you'll cure your loneliness.
but don't you think that's cool?
Yeah, of course.
Video games.
Well, we already know a lot of things. You know what? They were talking. I remember seeing a
responsible for killings. Responsible for killings.
A show on TV where they were saying that today's kids are better. Of course, it's military stuff, but the military said today's kids are better at a lot of things that involve precision and shooting and whatever.
Well,
for a simple reason, they're playing all these computer games,
and even
that train them.
Just making quick decisions. I mean,
you're
playing in anything. I mean, you're playing Call of Duty. You're getting shot from everywhere. You have to think fast. What do I do now?
Oh, did you win the war? Oh, I played Call of Duty for 2 years.
And even those my type of game RPGs. You have 25 enemies hitting you and you're about to die. What do I do? You cannot just pause and think. You have to act now.
Yeah.
So it helps you learn, not learn, but make a better decision in a quick time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And no, I don't think video games are responsible for mass shooting.
Well, that's like saying that we have knives, and since we have knives, probably we kill more people. I don't know.
If you have a 7-year-old kid and you buy him Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty, you, the parent, have a problem.
Yeah.
It's written mature, 70 years or older.
It reminds me of a thing I saw this week in a post that said they are suing McDonald's for Happy Meals because it, trains children into eating bad food. And the first thing that I posted to that was, okay, so the parents doesn't have any responsibility in here
for bringing his kid to McDonald's.
I'm sorry, but at some point you got to stop thinking that it's always somebody else's fault. It might be your problem also.
There are no, for example, McDonald's, there are no advertisement about Happy Meals on TV. So when you enter McDonald's, already you plan to eat there.
But you got to be careful because here in Canada,
yeah, I know the rules.
We have rules. For example, I remember when I was young, watching, you would
buy a cigarette pack for your father.
The Looney Tunes, and in between there would be this ad for these cereals full of sugar and full of chocolate and full of, oh, hey kids.
Yeah.
Here in Canada, you're not allowed to do that. It's totally impossible to do
in this
a advertisement for that children. Is meant for kids.
But in this case, the case of McDonald's, you don't see it on TV. You don't see the Happy Meals on TV.
No.
And when you enter McDonald's, you already plan to eat there. You don't enter McDonald's saying, oh, I'm just going to look at the menu and come back in half an hour.
I will not, question the fact that...
I understand.
Yes,
I understand.
Children
are attracted to the Happy Meal.
Children are interested in the Happy Meal and want to go back because it's really cool to get that.
But that's what you're going to buy them anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? You bring a children to McDonald's, you're going to buy him the Happy Meal anyway?
No, of course. It's made for that anyway.
So,
it's the portion and everything is right. But, I think we got to stop thinking that's always everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
Grateful Pearls, just to answer a question I saw pass real far. I am making videos to talk about those... the Windows 10 features that are going to be there, the ones that are deprecated and the ones that are missing, in a down-to-earth English that everybody understands. I will probably post them tomorrow. I wanted to do them yesterday, and I just didn't have the time. But you know. And thank you, Tommy Viperboy, for the happy birthday for Monday, and love you too. And it's always fun to have you guys and girls are great fans, and it's really cool to see this.
Do you have anything else to tell us?
The last little thing that I would talk about is the high-profile Twitter account hacks yesterday, where like Amnesty International was starting to talk about Nazis and saying in Turkish that the Netherlands and Germany was crappy countries and stuff like that. And I mean, there were a lot of them, a lot of high-profile. One thing we didn't know when that happened is the way that it was actually these accounts were hacked. It seems that these accounts were hacked in a way that already previous hacks happened a year and a half ago. So it really is like a third-party app that lets people hack into accounts, and that's causing a lot of problems. But I mean, it doesn't sound very secure, when you think about it, that, you can hack into accounts so easily. Especially, they hack into a basic Joe Blow account. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But they hack into, like a United Nations account, Amnesty International account. That's kind of a little.
That's beginning to be an issue.
Here it was Forbes, Atlanta Police Department, Amnesty International, and there were a lot of others. And these accounts started, actually speaking Turkish suddenly.
What?
So I don't know. This shows us that there's, that cyber war is real, and there's people out there that just want to hack into everything and try to do bad stuff, basically. I tell you that.
Mm.
So that's pretty much the news I had for today.
I'm quickly looking on GameSpot if there is anything interesting.
But
on
GameSpot. Let me check news.
Well, some Nintendo Switch games that you use the Joy-Con like a Wiimote.
Okay.
That I didn't read it. I just saw the big title.
I already have posts of the what's good, what's bad about build 15060.
Oh boy.
What else do we have?
I don't care about the build 15060.
Well, you should, because that's going to be on your computer in a month's time.
Well,
and it's because of us that's going to be so good.
Well, I will let you tell me about it when it comes out, and I will ask you why this doesn't work.
Oh, that's interesting. Qualcomm. Okay, now I can. Okay.
But there is nothing interesting that appeared on my side.
Qualcomm rebrands processors as platforms. Snapdragon now reserved for premium devices. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I heard.
What is that? Samsung expected to launch Galaxy S8 with 6 GB of RAM, but only in one country. What?
Korea?
What?
Okay. Well, that's
China.
China?
Only China will have a 6 GB one.
What?
What the hell?
And there is such things as 6 GB of RAM, isn't it? Like 4, 8, or 16?
If you have issues, Sony's latest software update is preventing some PlayStation 4s connecting to Wi-Fi.
I don't play online, so I don't care.
Okay.
Unless I have trouble buying games, then I can just buy them on my computer and download them.
If you get an Xbox, there's Xbox Gold games that are cool.
I don't have an Xbox.
You're waiting for Uncle to buy an Xbox?
Yeah,
that's it?
I have the 360, but it is at one of my brother's friend's house.
Okay.
It's been there for the last 6 months.
Okay.
I don't really care, but...
Okay. So pretty much what we had to say for today.
Yep. Any
And
last minute
any
question,
last
everyone?
questions? Any last minute comments?
Before we head out to eat and prepare our retro gaming
Eat sushi,
evening.
drink sake, and
Oh, that's true.
and
We have to take
oh man,
half
that's true.
shooter of
Okay,
rum.
okay. So you can prepare that for us.
Yep.
Oh man, I hate
I hate that too.
rum.
But me too. But it's because of the pirate flag. We have to. And Pirates of the Caribbean coming in a few months.
Okay, do it small.
Oh, by the way, everyone,
small.
the Iron Fist series from Marvel is coming out on Netflix tomorrow, I believe. So
We'll talk about it. I'll watch.
Watch a few episodes. I will watch it entirely by next week.
How many episodes? You know?
Probably 10 times 1 hour.
Okay.
I will watch it entirely by next week so I can talk about it. I will do a review on my channel about it.
Personally, all the Marvel stuff has been a mixed bag for me.
Well, on Netflix, it's a mix.
Well, everything's a mixed bag on Netflix, but
Jessica Jones, I watched it because the girl was cute.
Okay.
At the end of the month, the movie Ghost in the Shell coming out in theaters.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it and talk about it too. So yeah, half or maybe a quarter of.
So yeah, well,
That's your problem for bringing the pirate flag here.
Yes, that's true. So we have to honor our pirate flag with a little bit of rum, straight like real men. And oh, really, Patrick? The Sony dropped YouTube player from your Blu-ray. Oh, that's sad. You know, I don't understand that because YouTube is such an important platform. Hello there, Shervin Abdullah from Denmark. Nice to have you on board. Pretty cool. Grable Pearl says, Gabriel, I'm going to smack you upside your head if I see you double dipping again in the macaroni and cheese pot again. Bad boy. Apparently you double dip. And
I probably did last week.
So, okay. I didn't even see that, Grable Pearls. So you double dipped.
Yep. So because we don't like rum, either of us, but we have to honor our pirate flag.
I have beer to put it down real fast.
Cheers, Uncle.
So cheers, rum, Bacardi rum.
Yeah, Bacardi. Yeah.
Bacardi.
So, to the pirate flag, to Jack Sparrow.
Whew, that smell is.
Yeah.
You don't smell this before you drink it.
No. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone.
Go.
I'm actually very surprised.
It's better than Jack Daniels, at least.
I'm actually very surprised. It is much better than Jack Daniels. But that's whiskey.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels whiskey.
So,
it's actually surprising. I don't want another one, but it's surprising.
So, on that note, I believe this is the end of our show.
So, she did notice. He did. He tasted it and then put the spoon back in the pot.
So, before we end the show, I'm just going to write in the comment where you can watch us for retro gaming.
Yes, please.
In about an hour.
Yes, please. So, I can put it also if
at
you want.
7:30.
So, in an hour's 15 minutes time, anybody that's still there, you know what? It's retro gaming, but you know what? Even if you don't like games, just for the fun, you know, you guys enjoy being in the chat and talking with each other. And, you know, we enjoy having all of your comments. So even if you're not really into gaming, you know, it's not gaming. It's not like hardcore gaming. It's really
We're
going back in time with old games and old, you know, all sorts of old stuff. So why not join us in an hour's 15 minutes time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, on the link there, youtube.com/old computer museum. Museum is spelled M-U-Z-M. And you know what? We are going to play some old PC games.
Yeah. And last week was crazy.
Oh man,
that was cool. And
I won for Russia and USSR.
And you know what's cool? I like when we found a competitive game that we can just learn and play and just
By the way, Danny Shortwave, that happened on the on last week's gaming. It should be there, but you know what? From time to time, once every 30, 40 shows that you do, for some reason, YouTube has a glitch and cuts the show because it should be there all
and
of it.
that's sad because at the end
It
we
is
were really like sending ourselves almost insults because
It is sad because we were we were drunk and we were really in a
competitive,
really competitive
two
mode.
guys fighting.
Two guys playing the sports game together.
Who's gonna be
and
the alpha male?
I want to win, and that was really I want to win. And what was really nice too is what's cool is we both were exactly at the same level.
Yeah.
So we're learning as we're playing, and that's the funnest thing because we're exactly the same in there. And it was, the last hour and a half was amazingly cool, and it's just so sad that it wasn't there.
Yeah, and there was like this hour where nothing was happening because we're just searching on the internet how the games work.
Yeah, and I believe Danny Shortwave was actually giving us hints of do this, do that, go left, go right. So you know what?
Danny or Patrick? I'm not sure.
No, I think it was Danny Shortwave that gave us.
I'm sorry, I don't
some
remember.
On the barrel jump, do this, and on the
Well, anyway,
log.
They will tell us in the chat soon enough.
So, anyways, a little later on, we'll have maybe a little less problems because I've tried. I was trying to find a game that we could play too.
Trail rides
PC,
could be too long.
But I couldn't find anything because if I did, I would have told you, bring your Xbox controller and we'll install it on the PC.
Would you have time to install Worms? You wouldn't.
I could have time to install Worms if you have the time to do what it needs in the kitchen.
Yeah.
The sushi is in the bottom of the fridge. Just put it in a plate like.
You can tell me after the show.
And no, well, they this is the inside of the show now. You can I'll take out the
waterboarder.
Yes, bouilloire in French.
I don't know the word in English.
The water boiler. It sounds like this a big thing sometime in
Boom.
It's the kettle or something like that. And for the
thanks, Patrick.
For heating up the
sake.
The sake. And
I brought my sake kit. And
even if we don't have time to finish eating, we bring the plate and the sake here.
Yeah, that's it.
And we just start streaming, and that's it.
But if you have time to install Worms, this could be a game we could play for, when we're done with testing. And we play games for an hour or two.
Give me that hour and we'll have Worms, okay?
Good.
Give me that hour and we'll have Worms.
Perfect. That's perfect.
So we'll have Worms Armageddon, which, yes, is a very nice competitive game. And it's each other our turn, so we just
so that's cool enough.
And everything. So okay. So take care, everybody. It was a cool show, hey?
Yep,
as
that
usual.
Was cool.
Time flies incredible when you do this.
Oh God, yes.
Thank you everybody for being here. It was always really nice. Thank you, Gabriel, for the cards for my birthday. Thank you, everybody. Tommy, Viper Boy, Patrick, Tim, everybody. Everybody I just didn't mention because I forgot the name. Peace. Take care. Love you.
Thank you,
From
everyone.
Montreal, Quebec, Canada, we are...
Under 2 feet of snow.
Under 2 feet of snow and having fun. This is how we are in Canada.
Take care.
So take care. See you
next week from the couch.
Next week from the couch.
And...
What? Quick. Tomorrow, tuning to shortwave bands on a software-defined radio. Of course, that's at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's 2000 hours UTC. Saturday, shortwave show. We're going to talk about shortwave radio. 4 p.m. Eastern. 100 hours UTC. That's on the radio channel. Official SWL channel. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, I hope I'm going to be in shape because on Monday there's an event where I might be drinking a little bit.
Oh, so
It's staff party at that famous bar.
Can you invite me?
And I'm sorry, I cannot do
I know.
anything about that. And
I don't want to be there.
I'm invited there only because I'm a tech guy.
I don't want to be there.
And well, yes, you do want to be there, but
I'm not sure.
Anyways,
Oh well.
On Tuesday we have, of course, the Tech Show at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Windows Insider Hour at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Maybe another Insider preview dropped on my shows. I'm sure they're watching. That's why they do that. Remember, everybody, build 15060 for those that are in Fast Ring Insiders. Right now, available on your machine. And see you in an hour and 7 minutes.
And go check the Proud Geek channel. If you like video games and other geek stuff. Movies, Japanese anime, Marvel series.
Okay, you gotta say
everything.
You're sorry.
What?
You gotta say you're sorry to Grapple Pearls. Or double dipping.
I'm sorry for double dipping Grapple Pearls.
He doesn't seem very, very honest in that one.
I so meant it. So, Project Channel, anything geek related.
You know what, Grapple Pearls, we're going to do another Insider one, and he's going to be triple dipping.
We're going to have vegetables and and dips for it.
Yeah, that comes from Seinfeld. I remember that Seinfeld episode when the guy puts a chip, and George, he puts like a chip in the dip.
Mythbusters tried it, and
he takes his crunch and he puts it back, and the guy stands up and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "What? I saw you double dip." And you're like, and yeah, I know.
Mythbusters tried it, and that's myth busted.
Well, anyways, so take care, everybody.
Thank you. See you in an hour or so.
She accepted it. So see you in an hour or so
or
on
next
the other.
week.
And for those that we don't see later, take care. We love you. Always fun to do this show. And take really good care of you guys. Stay safe.
Cheers.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Well, I don't know.
We are professionals. Don't try this at home.
Yeah, soon. We're soon to have to put that post there.
Take care.
Take care, everyone.
That's cool.